I'm so angry, I want to kick their door and beat them up. Who knew Dong Xianxin suddenly lifted my face and slowly kissed me. Yes, I was forcefully kissed by Dong Xianxin. The next morning, I got up early to do the laundry, as is well known. Love makes people feel refreshed and rejuvenated. Even my rowdy dormitory mates think I seem a bit abnormal. I sneered at them, saying I dare not associate with you dirty ghosts. Each one of them is a critical child, but in my heart I actually thought, humph. A group of single men. I now have a partner. Dong Xianxin and I are exchanging sweet messages. We agreed to meet on Saturday. The idiot on the upper bunk saw my chat with Dong Xianxin and immediately exploded, damn it. This dude is in a relationship. You actually started dating without reporting to the group. Brothers, take him down. In the blink of an eye, it's Saturday, the day of my date with Dong Xianxin. Dong Xianxin suggested that we go visit her brother's house. I said no problem. Since they are all family, feel free to make yourself at home. We played and joked around all the way on the road. Shortly afterwards, we arrived at the residential building in Daly, where his cousin lives. Upon meeting, we awkwardly greeted each other. Her cousin is in his 30s, tall and handsome, a solid handsome guy. When I first saw him, I even doubted if he was a model. Because it was noon, after he greeted me and Xianxin and watched TV for a while, he went to the kitchen to prepare the meals. In no time, a table full of delicious dishes was served, accompanied by a box of beer. As the saying goes, men either communicate at the dining table or on the battlefield. After 3 rounds of drinks, we started chatting. Don't be fooled by his handsome looks, his alcohol tolerance is just average. I kept pouring drinks for him, as if playing around. When he saw that the alcohol in the box was gone, he wanted to go downstairs to buy more. Xianxin pulled her older brother. She said she will go buy it. Before leaving, she sternly told me not to make her brother drink. I could only awkwardly smile and wait for the wine. We sat on the sofa and smoked a cigarette while chatting. This elder uncle took a puff and spoke slowly. Brother, treat my sister well. Don't be like me, still single now. Back when I was in school, 2 girls were fighting over me. I smiled and said, Wow, that's impressive. What happened next? He sighed and said, One of them passed away. The other one got injured. When I heard this, my mind suddenly went blank. Is this just a coincidence? He continued speaking. Don't think I'm joking. Think about it, Dong Xija has been alive for over 30 years and has never lacked women by his side. But that one time, I did go a bit too far, damn. Dong Xija. It was the woman ghost who mentioned that person's name, Dong Xija. It's him. What should I do? 5 afflictions and 3 lacks, widowers, widows, orphans, solitary elders, and people with disabilities. I committed orphans, and am a Cui Reckless, a Yin-Yang Master. Ever since I captured the yellow-clothed female ghost, I have sealed her in a bottle, and have been carrying her with me at all times. But what I never expected was that my girlfriend's cousin indirectly caused the death of this female ghost, who was killed by scum. I thought he regretted it, but in the end, it was just me thinking. Dong Xija smiled broadly and laughed heartily. He said he was just playing around initially. It wasn't until a girl hurt another one badly that he realized the situation had escalated. So, he got angry and scolded the girl in the yellow dress. Then shamelessly asked me to guess what happened to that woman in the end. I said with a grim face, She jumped off a building, right? Dong Xija indeed chuckled and said, You guessed it right. You're clever. Don't say these things in front of Xianxin. Treat Xianxin better in the future. Have you ever regretted it? Dong Xija had a look of indifference on his face, and said that women are always just accessories. I didn't force them to harm each other. After the woman was injured, he could live freely again. I silently picked up the wine bottle, feeling extremely angry. That person jumped off the building for you. Aren't you regretful at all? Dong Xija laughed heartily and said, What is there to regret? With this record, I can boast for the rest of my life. At that time, I, holding the wine bottle, didn't think about anything except wanting to smash this wine bottle on his head. He covered his head and asked me why I wanted to hit him. I looked down at this scumbag and said, You're still alive. You don't know what it feels like to be dead, and you don't regret what you did back then at all. Dong Xija widened his eyes when he heard it, thinking that I was avenging the female ghost, and still trying to make excuses. Why can human emotions be so ugly? The person who was killed just wanted to wait for him to change his mind. And the person who harmed others still treats this matter as a topic of conversation, not caring about human life. Why can the human heart be ugly to this extent? Later, Dong Xianxian came back and saw this scene. At that moment, I saw disappointment in her eyes. Yes, I disappointed her by beating up her brother in front of her. I dared not look into her eyes. She did not speak, but quickly walked forward and helped Dong Xija into the bedroom. Xianxian was bandaging his head, while I stood silly at the door not knowing what to do. After she came out, I hurriedly explained to her, and she forcefully shook off my hand. Tears kept flowing from her eyes. She is extremely sad. I don't know how to explain or how to start. I broke up again. I stayed downstairs at their building for a long time, maybe waiting for them to call the police, or maybe waiting for Xianxian to come down and tell her everything, hoping to make amends. Maybe Xianxian helped me plead for mercy, or maybe Dong Xija was afraid of making a big deal out of the old incident, so they didn't call the police. But when Xianxian came out, I hesitated and suddenly pulled her into my world. Is this the right thing to do? Perhaps my 5 afflictions and 3 lacks are orphans. However, I don't think I did anything wrong today. Instead, I will let Dong Xija spend the rest of his life repenting for that deceased woman. I took the bottle out of the backpack. I know the female ghost inside knows everything that happens outside. I told her not to harm anyone other than Dong Xija. If you can hear me, please knock on the bottle 3 times. I feel the bottle vibrating. I released the female ghost. Remember, I can catch you once. I can catch you again and destroy you. Remember what I said? Take care of yourself, go ahead. I'm afraid of ghosts, but they haven't harmed me at all. I'm not afraid of people, but they have left me covered in injuries. I released the ghost woman in yellow. Her story with Dong Xija has also come to a temporary conclusion. At night, I went to the rooftop of the school and found Shifu. I lied to Shifu, saying that I had already eliminated the female ghost, but I still had my doubts. I asked Shifu if that female ghost hadn't transformed into extreme Yin and Sha, would she still pose a threat? Shifu told me that if she hadn't transformed into extreme Yin and Sha, she would just become a wandering soul. But if she latched onto someone, that person would face a lifetime of hardships until death. After death, the wandering soul would accompany the deceased to the ghost market and proceed to the half-step is more for reincarnation. Seeing that Shifu seemed to have more to say about my hair, I quickly ran away. That night, I thought a lot, thinking about Dong Xianxian, thinking about the female ghost, thinking about those so-called destiny. Thinking about things that I couldn't understand at that time, I felt that sometimes human hearts are even more ugly than ghosts and monsters. Whether it's a ghost or a person, they are actually the same. In the future, I want to use my own perspective to judge good and evil. This is my way of the Yin-Yang Master. Time flies, and in the blink of an eye, the winter vacation is here. As the spring festival approaches, the number of people traveling by train has increased unknowingly. It was originally just an ordinary spring festival travel rush without much to talk about, but this year turned out to be interesting. Standing next to me are a few fellow villagers who have come out to work from Ninzi Mountain. From their mouths, I learned a big piece of news. Help! Big brother Lu, the descendant of Lu Shuqing from 3 generations of my family, got into trouble. according to what these few fellow villagers said. Big Brother Lu's brain doesn't seem to work well. To put it harshly, he may be mentally ill. He always sits alone on the big rock at the village entrance, muttering to himself. He also has a younger brother, Lu II, who runs the village clinic and sells funeral clothes and wreaths. He supports his mentally challenged older brother and their family. He is not short of money, but since the beginning of this year, the two brothers had a fight, and after that, Big Brother Lu disappeared. After experiencing so much, upon hearing about the recent situation of the Lu family, I can't help but feel uneasy. Before and after the Chinese New Year, Dad and Grandma should also go to Ningxi Mountain to visit relatives. I will go with them. After returning home, I told my family about Mr. Lu's situation, and everyone immediately decided to visit the Lu family at Ningxi Mountain early tomorrow morning. Because we had already informed Lu II in advance, Lu II and his wife had already come to the village entrance to greet us. They had prepared the food in advance. The elderly lady from the Lu family is also in very good health. When she saw my grandmother, she couldn't stop smiling. The two elderly sisters had endless conversations. After the meal, the elderly went to rest. We also told Lu II about the purpose of our visit. Lu II sighed deeply and said, "Big Brother Lu has been acting strangely in recent years. A few years ago, he suddenly had a quarrel with his family and ran away. He still hasn't been found." Looking at the adults comforting each other. I am not so optimistic because I feel that this matter is not simple. I have seen Big Brother Lu when I was a child. Although he appeared to be mentally disabled, in my opinion, his so-called talking to himself seemed more like communicating with old Lu, who could enter the spirit realm. And Lu II, known for being good at divination like his ancestor, the Three Pure Ones, should be able to figure out such a simple question. Could it be that he is hiding something from us? In the afternoon, our group arrived at the ancestral tomb of the Lu family. We are preparing to sweep the tomb, although going up the mountain is a very tiring task. But I know this is a good opportunity. Coming to old Lu's grave, I respectfully counted a few times. Even though I have never met him, old Lu's kindness to my family we must not forget for generations. After finishing the incense and cleaning the tomb, we are ready to go down the mountain. I walk at the back. I'm thinking, should I try Lu II? I quickly stepped forward to catch up with Lu II and said, "Lu II, I have a poem here. I don't know if you have heard it before." In the palace where the patriarch dwells, sacred talismans and spirit wells point six Ding and Jia in conflict rise. Their tempests churn the darkened skies. Though talisman are drawn with might and flame, purple clouds obscure the heavens name. I miss my time, the stars are still. The dragon sleeps upon the hill, heaven heeds not a mortal cry. The winds pass low, the spirits sigh. After Lu II heard this, his eyes widened in fear, staring at me in disbelief. Have you ever heard of the Taoist canon of the three purities? The first line of the main text describes the ninth uncle Wei Fengjiu, who told me about it. All 3 volumes of the Taoist canon of the three purities contain 3 poems. If one day you encounter a successor of the Taoist canon of the three purities, this poem will serve as a message. I just want to confirm whether Lu II also practiced the Taoist canon of the three purities. After all, he is a master of the three purities' art of divination. However, Lu II has remained silent ever since I finished reciting the poem. When I thought I might have been mistaken, Lu II suddenly began to recount from behind. "First know that virtue births the pure, where Tao and heaven both endure. Then trace the stars through Palace 9, and match the signs by fate's design. The eightfold gates through seasons flow, in trigrams deep their secrets show. One breath that binds the three is one, this is the path the masters run." I couldn't help but feel delighted when I heard Lu II recite poetry. After returning to the Lu family, my elders went to visit distant relatives nearby, but I didn't go. I was waiting. I knew Lu II was also waiting for an opportunity to have a discussion. As expected, after the family members went out, Lu II called me into the room and asked me directly where I got this poem from. Later, I briefly recounted to him how I obtained the Taoist canon of the three purities. I only omitted the title of ninth uncle. Lu II was also amazed after hearing it. Afterwards, he took a deep drag of his cigarette and disclosed the true situation of old brother Lu to me. It turns out that after Mr. Lu saved my grandparents, he returned to Ninzi Mountain. A year later, Lu's wife gave birth to old brother Lu and named him Lu Shi. However, due to Mr. Lu leaking too much divine information, as they say, there are consequences to one's actions. The retribution fell on Lu Shi. Old brother Lu was born with 3 souls and 7 spirits, missing 1 spirit, resulting in low intelligence. Nowadays, we would describe it as having a cognitive impairment. Mr. Lu couldn't help but look up to the sky with a deep sigh of dissatisfaction with the retribution. He made a firm decision that he must not let the next generation continue to learn the secrets of the three purities' art of divination. So Mr. Lu washed his hands of it, removed the title of Yin-Yang Master, and stopped fortune-telling for others. He buried the Taoist canon of the three purities under the table where the family genealogy was kept, and warned his wife that the Lu family should never touch this book again for generations to come. He believed that the heavens have eyes, after all. In the 3rd year of Mr. Lu no longer being a Yin-Yang Master, Lu's wife gave birth to a chubby little boy, who is now known as Lu II, Lu Quan. After several more years passed, Mr. Lu passed away peacefully. Before his death, he had a premonition. On that day, he put on his birthday suit and asked Lu's wife to prepare a table of food and drinks. The nearby villagers, who had all benefited from Mr. Lu's kindness, came to bid farewell on the day of the funeral, making it quite a scene. Several years later, Lu Shi and Lu Quan grew up slowly. The ancestral Taoist canon of the three purities had never been mentioned until Lu Shi was 14 years old. One day, he suddenly took out the Taoist canon of the three purities. Although Lu Shi had some intellectual issues, he had a physique that was different from others. The iris of his right eye was white, appearing like cataracts from a distance, but this eye was actually a rare pair of Yin-Yang eyes in the world. Folklore also calls them bad luck eyes. It is said that during the day, these eyes cannot see anything, just like a blind person. But at night, they can see clearly, and nothing can escape their sight within a radius of 3 miles. Due to his low intelligence, when people saw him talking to himself, they thought the child was acting foolish again. Have you ever heard of Yin-Yang Eyes? One night, Lu Shi was still sitting on the big stone in front of the door talking to himself when suddenly a person wearing a yellow hat arrived. He told Lu Shi that he has a treasure at home. After saying that, he pointed in the direction of where the Taoist canon of the three purities was buried and then disappeared. Who the person in the yellow hat was remains unknown, but the content of the book seemed to have a kind of magical power. The two brothers were deeply attracted by it, especially when Lu Shi listened to those words that he didn't understand. Some patterns inexplicably appeared in his mind, resembling Tai Chi and Bagua, or like all living beings. Perhaps due to his innate nature, his mind was completely free of distractions. Every time he listened to his younger brother telling the book, he could fully immerse himself in the realm of the Taoist canon of the three purities. One day, the neighbor's cow went missing. Lu Shi only said 2 sentences. The widow from the Song family lost her old ox, and the ox went missing over on East Hill. In the afternoon, villagers went to look for the old ox, and indeed found it at the mountaintop of East Hill. Lu's wife sensed something was wrong. She hurried to check beneath the ancestral tablet, where the Taoist canon of the three purities had disappeared. She suddenly felt her vision blur, and the sky seemed to fall. Perhaps there is a higher power at work. Mr. Lu did not want his descendants to be involved in this matter during his lifetime. But unexpectedly, both sons became involved in the world of Yin-Yang Masters due to a fortunate coincidence. Lu's wife was furious. She took back the Taoist canon of the three purities and placed it back under the spiritual table. Lu's wife did not want her 2 sons to follow in Mr. Lu's footsteps. Fate may be flawed, but she did not know that it was already too late one day at a meal. Lu Shi suddenly said someone wanted to kill him. He seemed to be dying, but Lu's wife didn't take it seriously, thinking that Lu Shi was just talking nonsense again. But Lu Quan knew deep down that over the years, Lu Shi had all the contents of the Taoist canon of the three purities imprinted in his mind. He has already reached a certain level of cultivation, basically reaching the point of being able to predict the future. He wouldn't say such things without reason. Lu Shi also helplessly spoke out about what he had sensed. The spoon twists and enters the palace. He wants to go out to avoid disasters. According to the explanation in the theory of the 12 Tai Sui and palace stars, when the spoon twists, the fortune shifts and troubles arise. Don't underestimate the power of a small event triggering a much larger crisis. Men are often prone to human harm. Suffer a hidden sword. Lu II also knows a bit about fortune-telling. He was greatly shocked when he heard, "The spoon twists and enters the palace." If his older brother didn't speak nonsense, then it would be really ominous. Since that day, Lu Shi disappeared. Along with him disappeared the Taoist canon of the three purities, and 300 yuan at home. Lu II searched for old brother Lu for over a year, but to no avail. His own brother is resourceful. He should be able to figure out which path to take in order to avoid being found. Since he chose to hide, Lu II can only follow his brother's instincts. Safety is the top priority. Upon hearing the ins and outs of this matter, I too fell into contemplation. I realized that even the once glorious Lu family in the eyes of others also suffer such a tragic fate. Even with the ability to foresee the future, one cannot evade the pain of family separation. It seems that it is not necessarily a good thing for a person to possess supernatural powers. However, the Taoist canon of the three purities is indeed a book of righteousness. Why would a book meant to help others bring 5 afflictions and 3 lacks upon oneself? Is it a joke by the heavens? Is it really because mortals are unworthy of possessing such abilities? What's even more puzzling is the man with the yellow hat, who guided old brother Lu to find the Taoist canon of the three purities. Moreover, his ability to pass through walls proves that he must not be a good person. Could it be that this yellow-hatted figure is seeking revenge because Mr. Lu helped slay countless monsters in the past? But revenge should have a more direct approach, shouldn't it? And how does he know where the Taoist canon of the three purities is hidden? Who is he really? If there is a statue of a god covered in red cloth in the deep mountains and old forests, please do not uncover it under any circumstances. After chatting with Lu II, our family also went home. Before leaving, Lu II said to me with great sincerity, "The Taoist canon of the three purities originally belongs to the god. Mortals should focus on studying diligently rather than practicing cultivation excessively. Securing a good future through solid learning is the right path. But it's already too late. This book has been deeply imprinted in my mind, and I can't forget it. Now, I have entered the realm of the Taoist canon of the three purities, just like that fool, Big Brother Lu. I'll just take it step by step. After celebrating the new year at home, I will go back to Harbin to continue studying." The second semester of freshman year was quite relaxed. No money, no girlfriend, feeling bored. Just spent the days drinking and chatting with friends in the dorm. The only improvement is in my ability to draw talismans, which has clearly become much stronger because of the incident with the yellow-clothed female ghost last time. I have learned my lesson, and now whenever I have free time, I practice drawing talismans. Time is like smoking a cigarette in your mouth when playing games. If you're not careful, it'll be smoked up before you know it. The freshman year passed by in a daze like this. At the beginning of the sophomore year, our department organized a self-funded trip to Mudanjiang, Jingpa Lake for a 7-day excursion for sketching. Anyway, we had nothing else to do. I signed up to participate with Wang Chung from my dorm. It's called sketching, but actually just for fun. The sky is blue, the water is blue, those in a relationship talk about love. Those without a partner try to find one. Along the way, they are often surrounded by displays of affection. Finally, half an hour later, we arrived at the Jingpo Lake art sketching base by the lake. Don't tell me, this little place is actually quite unique. Instructor Lu Mingming told us that 3 people will share one room. Rest well today and get up early tomorrow. 5 people in a group will go out to sketch freely, but we must not go to the lake. Wait until the later group sketching session to discuss, especially after 9 o'clock at night, when dormitory checks are conducted. Absolutely do not go out without permission. That's how the night passed. The next morning at 8 o'clock, it was time for breakfast. After breakfast, Wang Chung, Little Kai, and 2 other good friends who usually hang out in the dormitory, Guan Ming and Lu Taizhu, all went out together. The 5 of us, in complete agreement, headed straight into the dense forest on the east side of the hotel for an adventure. While chatting, we suddenly saw a rabbit darting by. We were all very excited, thinking that we would have a delicious meal today. But after a series of attempts, we still couldn't catch it. We followed the rabbit into the depths of the forest. Suddenly, Guan Ming yelled at us from not far away, saying he had found something amazing. After we rushed over, we found a massive conjoined tree where the trunks were intertwined with each other. Very eerie, however, in front of the tree, there is a stone statue covered with red cloth. They just stared at it, not knowing what it was, but it gave me a bad feeling. How could there be a shrine in the deep mountains and old forests? And this thing is so eerie. This Guan Ming is also bold, grabbing the red cloth directly and lifting it up. I was a step too late to stop him. What caught my eye was a Mediterranean big-bellied stone statue. The appearance startled all of us. I couldn't help but blurt out a curse. I'm screwed! What is this thing? The older generation has said that if you encounter a stone statue outside, never worship it randomly, as it may bring calamity upon you. After my roommate and I finished dinner, we arrived in the woods and saw a stone statue of Guan Ming. Ignoring advice, we directly tore off the red cloth from the statue. The stone statue had a human body, snake neck, monkey face, red eyes, and pig nose, which was quite creepy. While they were excited, I felt something was not right, and told them to leave quickly. Who knew that Guan Ming actually started worshipping, saying, "God, please bless us to catch that jackal." "Thanks, buddy." I quickly stopped him, but it was too late. Can you just worship any statue like this idiot? They were all laughing, but I couldn't laugh. Now I just want to leave here and go back to the hotel as soon as possible. Don't ever say that I'm cowardly. I'm not. I just fear making mistakes, as I have experienced things that they haven't encountered or even imagined. I picked up the red cloth and covered the statue, muttering to myself, "Don't be surprised if you see something strange. We are just ignorant." After they had laughed enough, I checked the time and realized it was almost noon. Everyone went crazy for a while, and our stomachs were all hungry. So we started to walk back. Nothing happened on the way back, which relieved most of my worries. I thought I might have been overly suspicious. But just as we exited the woods, something unexpected happened to us. The crazy rabbit that we saw before suddenly ran into the tree in front of us. Everything happened very suddenly. The rabbit's series of actions took no more than 5 seconds. Guan Ming casually picked up the rabbit and said, "This rabbit has seen through the world of mortals." I thought to myself, this could be trouble. Is that statue really that powerful? After going back, we paid the chef in the kitchen, Shifu, to cook 2 dishes with the rabbit. We brothers drank alcohol and ate meat, with over 50% alcohol content of the Nyolan mountain liquor going down our throats. Everyone was getting tipsy, and gradually stopped thinking about this matter. In the afternoon, there was a group activity sketching by the lake. In plain terms, it was just playing in the water by the lake. Fueled by alcohol, we also followed along. These fools can't even walk straight when they see female classmates. They even said that they felt the female classmates looked exceptionally beautiful today. We were all taking photos with our phones. I don't know what happened to Wang Chung after he had too much to drink. He came up and took off his clothes, saying he wanted to go skinny dipping. At this moment, I am willing to call Wang Chung the strongest. The female classmates screamed in horror. Pervert! Instructor Liu! Wang Chung is being a pervert! I saw Wang Chung was about to take off his pants, so Guan Ming and I hurried up to stop him. Instructor Liu angrily instructed us to quickly pull away the drunken Wang Chung to avoid embarrassing situations. Just like that. We went back to the room and started to sleep soundly. After a crazy day and another round of drinking, I was quite tired. I fell asleep as soon as I lay down on the bed. I felt like I slept particularly deeply this time. In my dream, there were knocking sounds like bang, bang. After the picture became clear, it turned out to be Du Jade-like and me cracking walnuts. Then the scene changed. Dong Shanshan turned into Du Jade-like again. I felt speechless. In the dream, I was playing walnuts separately with the two of them. It's really embarrassing. Wait a minute. I smashed walnuts for half a day, but why were there no fruits inside? I continued to smash them, but strangely, the walnut became bigger and bigger as I smashed it. Fortunately, there was finally a fruit. When I took a closer look, something was wrong. This is not a walnut kernel. And at this moment, the statue seemed to come alive, emitting a chilling laughter. Have you ever seen someone possessed by a ghost? I was just awakened by a nightmare, even though it was a nightmare. But I didn't expect this dream to be so disgusting. I glanced at the time. It was 12:13 in the middle of the night. I had a bit too much to drink at the time. After leaving the dorm, I headed straight to the restroom to relax. After finishing, suddenly felt a little hungry, but then I thought, there's no night market in this remote area. I was just about to go back to sleep when I heard a strange laughter, which gave me a fright. I'd never heard that kind of laughter before. It seems like it was made by a man, but the voice was even more shrill than a woman's. Just like the voice in the dream earlier. Normal people wouldn't make that kind of sound. Could it be that I encountered a yogwai? Although I have experienced so much, I am still quite afraid of the dark. I get nervous when it's dark around me. But I have no choice. With so many classmates in the hostel, if something really happened, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I grit my teeth and walked towards the source of the sound. Fortunately, I had already drawn several talismans and put them in my pocket. I also brought them along for this sketching trip. I took out 2 Jiao Wu's Jade Qing Breaking Evil talismans and 1 Ding Yi's Great Qing Body Protection talisman from my pocket just in case. Following the sound, I slowly made my way to the kitchen. I hid behind the refrigerator, the dim light making it difficult to see what it was. I silently counted down in my mind. Then I quickly moved to the front of the refrigerator. I was just about to stick it on when I found out that Guan Ning was there, munching on something. I cursed under my breath, thinking it was some dirty thing. I casually stuck the talisman into my pocket. My playful side suddenly emerged. I ate quite seriously. I remember last time Guan Ming scared me near the river, so this time I scared him too, shouting loudly. Guan Ming was surprisingly indifferent. He just turned around to look at me. Then he continued to eat with his head down. I stood there and slowly said, "Scared the hell out of you, grandson. Called you out alone to sneak into the kitchen and eat. Don't even know to call a few brothers." Suddenly, the light on the refrigerator turned on, and then I saw clearly. Guan Ming actually ate raw chicken meat. I was so scared that I kept stepping back. Damn it! Guan Ming must be possessed. Being possessed is also known as being haunted by a ghost. Generally, it means a ghost has inhabited a normal person's body. From a scientific perspective, it is considered a manifestation of underlying self-consciousness and can be seen as a form of mental illness. But whether it is caused by being possessed or having a nervous breakdown, I will know once I try. I picked up the Breaking Evil talisman and threw it. Guanming actually dodged it all at once, jumping very high. Then he stuck tightly to the wall, and I was shocked to the core. Is this damn Spider-Man? This situation is definitely not a mental illness now. This scene scares me so much that I quickly cover my mouth and stay calm. I can't make any noise now. It would be terrible if he woke up the other guests in the hotel like this. I only brought 3 talismans with me, and I've already used one. At his speed, the remaining talismans will also be useless. I turn around and look. On the table, there is a bowl of rice with a pair of chopsticks inserted straight into it. There is a way. Just then, Guanming suddenly laughed strangely and rushed towards me. I stepped forward and threw out a talisman paper. This also bought me some time. When I was young, I used to listen to my grandfather tell stories. A child in a household suffered from timidity. The family invited 2 spirit mediums, who recognized that the child was bewitched by a fox. They then called upon a deity to negotiate with the fox. However, the fox was too greedy, and the negotiation failed, angering the deity. The deity then demanded 2 branches of a poplar tree, used them to grip the child's left middle finger tightly, and forcefully broke it, sending the fox fleeing and curing the child. In their thoughts, they had already obtained the pair of chopsticks. At the moment when he turned his head, Guanming's face had already leaned in. He was so close, I was careless. I didn't move away when I picked up the chopsticks. If you encounter someone possessed by a ghost, don't panic. Remember to take 2 small sticks, hold your fingers and break them. This way, you can drive away the evil spirits. No matter how you call Guanming, he won't wake up. I can only help him back to the room first. I helped him onto my bed. Today, I can only let him sleep with me. Afterwards, I sat on the edge of the bed, pondering. I had a hunch that, although it had temporarily left, but I'm sure it won't give up easily, it will come back. I don't even know what it is. How should I deal with it? Could it be related to that cursed stone statue? After Guanming worshipped it, the rabbit died instantly. He also had an accident that night. That stone statue might be some kind of evil god in folklore, most likely not a ghost but a demon. If that's the case, I am really in trouble. I have never encountered Yogwai before, and have no idea how to deal with it. If Ninth Uncle were here, he would definitely know how to deal with that thing. But it's still 3 days away from the 15th day of this month in the lunar calendar. How should these 3 days be spent? I have nothing to do. But what about my friends? In the next 3 days, they could be in danger at any time. They are my good buddies, and I absolutely cannot allow them to get into trouble. Early the next morning, I didn't sleep all night and smoked almost half a pack of cigarettes. They also woke up one after another throughout the night, but by the end, I couldn't come up with a solution. I really want to slap myself. I used to pride myself on being a Yin-Yang Master, but now that my buddy is in danger, I actually have no idea what to do. If that thing comes again tonight, what should I do? In the morning, we came to the lakeside to do some outdoor sketching. The instructor stood behind me and took a look. He said with just my limited skills, I have absolutely no talent at all. He even asked me to paint well. After the instructor left, I turned to the next page. Draw better, otherwise there will be casualties tonight. I should hurry up and draw a few talismans, just in case. If you, Lu Mingming, have a serious teaching accident, be prepared to pack up and leave. Keep drawing well. I have to make preparations quickly. The 3rd night at Jingpo Lake, battling against evil spirits again. Have you heard of the story of putting a chopstick in a bowl of water? When I was a child, my family used to say that if someone was possessed by evil spirits, they should put a chopstick in the bowl. If it stands upright, it means that there are evil spirits in the house. Since Guanming was possessed by evil spirits last night, I have been drawing talismans during my spare time, but I haven't thought of any effective methods yet. I haven't dared to go near the stone statue either. Because I don't know what it is, There may be a risk of making things worse by acting recklessly. So, I can only draw more talismans as a preparation. Although it seems like these talismans are not effective against that thing, its speed is just too fast. The most crucial issue now is that I need to know when he will come at night so that I can stop him before he possesses someone. The method with the willow leaf wine can only see ghosts. I have no idea what he is, which is truly frustrating. You can see how distressed I am. Those people are saying that I scratch my ears and touch my face again, obviously playing games during class. Now I can't find a way to vent my frustration through drawing. I think to myself that these two are still laughing. I'm working hard for them, getting tired, but they think it's fun to scare them. They are still making fun of me, let it be. Feeling mentally exhausted. When it comes to the profession of Yin-Yang Master, it doesn't belong to any sect. It can be said to be a kind of unconventional path, originating from the folk and used by the folk. After giving it some thought, I still believe that I should start with grassroots recruitment. I remembered a story my grandfather told me about chopsticks. It said that in the past, if someone in the family had timidity, the elder would fill a large bowl with water and put a chopstick into it. If there were impurities in the house, the chopstick would stand upright in the water. This folk method is what people often refer to as standing chopsticks. Thinking about this, an imperfect plan slowly emerged in my mind. Although not perfect, at least there is hope. Afterwards, I no longer hesitate and wholeheartedly start drawing talismans. The talismans I draw are still the same 3 types, because based on my current abilities, these 3 talismans are the most powerful ones I can draw. Before returning to the sketching base, Lu Mingming looked at my extraordinary yet naive artworks and fell into a brief silence. Then he picked up the painting and asked me with an interrogative tone, having drawn for a whole morning and yet not creating anything. "You just signed a name," which made everyone burst into laughter. I calmly replied, "Sir Lu, you are wrong about this. This is a painting I created in the style of the postmodern artist Donatello." Angry Lu Mingming turned around and kicked me, telling me to redo the painting tomorrow or else he would deduct points. After parting ways with Lu Mingming, this little farce also came to an end. I came to the cafeteria to eat and saw Guan Ming also woke up, eating listlessly there. Then he asked me why I was sleeping in his room, and I casually lied. Guan Ming looked innocent and said he didn't remember anything. And after waking up, his fingers hurt. He found some medicated oil, applied it, and wrapped up the wound. I said it was nothing serious, so the night came. I sat on the edge of the bed, watching TV. After I put the chopsticks into the bowl, I just sat there quietly waiting. Now I have 11 talismans in my pocket. Everything is ready. I smoked all the cigarettes until around 2 o'clock. My eyelids couldn't help but droop, so I glanced at my phone. It's already 2:50 now. That thing appeared a little after 1 yesterday. It looks like tonight should be safe. After that, I'll prepare to take off my clothes, thinking that I stayed up all night for nothing. I'd better go to bed first. Suddenly, I heard a pop sound. I turned around and took a look. The chopstick stood straight up in the bowl. Wow! He's here. Have you heard of being haunted by evil spirits? If you encounter it, don't panic. Prepare a large bowl of water and a chopstick. Pour water into the bowl and stick the chopstick in. If there are evil spirits, the chopstick will stand upright in the water and then slightly tilt towards the direction of the evil spirits. When I saw this phenomenon, I was a bit excited at that time. I pasted the talisman on my body just in case. Then I took out the lighting tool, and my knockoff phone also came in handy. Without a string, I used transparent tape to wrap it around my head. I am all set. It's time to confront those evil spirits. But I can't help feeling a little nervous. Even though I don't know what that thing is or how to get rid of it, as long as I can keep my buddy safe and sound within 3 days, that's all that matters. I walked in the direction pointed by the chopsticks, moving forward. The greater the swing of the chopsticks, the closer the object is getting. Suddenly, the chopsticks pointing to my right side remained still, and I immediately stopped as well. It stopped in front of me. I thought to myself, could this fellow be watching me? It probably recognized me as the one who played a trick on it yesterday. As the saying goes, all fears stem from the unknown. This unknown ghostly thing is standing before me right now, staring at me. Just thinking about it is giving me the darn heebie-jeebies. Although I appear unruffled on the surface, my heart is in a total panic. Luckily, I have Ding Yi's Great Qin Body Protection Talisman pasted on me, so it probably won't dare to come near me. Suddenly, the chopsticks quickly turned in another direction, and I thought to myself, this is not good. This guy is heading towards Guanming and Lu Tiezhi's room. He's about to take action. I turned around and ran towards that direction. At the same time, I put my hand in my pocket and threw out a breaking evil talisman, sticking it on the door of Guanming and their room. I formed hand seals and chanted, "Urgently, urgently, as commanded by the law." Several lightning bolts burst out at this moment. I saw the chopsticks quickly turn towards another direction and finally point straight behind me. I secretly smiled, thinking that this idiot must be wondering how I knew his direction. Although its movements were fast, I have a way to defend myself against harm in a short time, bro. Turning back, I was stunned to see the chopsticks pointing towards my room. I cursed silently. Immediately, I slapped a talisman onto the door. I took a big step and arrived at the doorway of my room, shouting boldly into the air, "Bold demon! I am Zhang Wooden Master, the 880th generation descendant under Celestial Master Zhang of Lunghu Mountain. I have seen through your little tricks. For the sake of the kindness of heaven, you should leave quickly, or else I, Taoist Master, will use a black donkey hoof to make sure you never reincarnate." To be honest, this person is making me pretend. I really want to shout out the Great Mighty Dragon King mantra, but I practice Tao cultivation. When